Hey guys, GrandLamb here. Decided to do a voiceover for my videos since I've been requested so much to do them. This is just a locals match between Yubel and Labrynth, my old favorite. Rhoda is legal, so Ferraros and Dominus Impulse are legal for this. He goes first. I open like a very hard go first hand, so unfortunately I can't break Yubel's board going first. I only open like Imperm as a going second card. Otherwise it's like, I want to remember it's like Pink Maid, D-Barrier, and like Ice Bear Prison or something like that. It was just unplayable going second. So he starts off with Cashier Unicorn, has Dark Beckoning Beast, so I know he has full combo already. Through Imperm actually, believe it or not. And then he shows me he has Nightmare Throne, so I have to sit here and just take this entire Yubel combo. I don't think there's any combination of cards I could have to actually beat this in my deck, because Imperm Ash loses to this too. He's playing Cashier Yubel, so right now I'm in for a ride. I think Sam just won the recent YCS playing it. So, going through the combo here is just typical Yubel stuff. He's just going to make Phantom's early hand trap condom. This becomes Requiem, and then he starts doing the whole Fiendsmith line. You know, just a bit. Summons that. I decide to hold my Imperm for sequence, because I think Desiree is the only card that can actually fully threaten what I'm going to end up doing, but like I said, just one hand trap is just not enough to beat Yubel. So he goes for Desiree here. That's all cool and dandy. I know he has a Birth in his hand. He had it off Unicorn at this point, so I'm like, if I... Oh, sorry, I didn't open Imperm actually. I opened the Bestial Serenader actually, because I main decked the Bestials. So I was considering stopping this, but even if I stop this, he could just let it go. Summon Aerial Eater, and I'm still just so far behind. So he goes discard Terraforming, summon back Spirit. At this point, I'm just cooked. If I Bestial here, he just gets a free Phantom Negate, stays in my hand, and then if he has Tactics, I just lose the game on the spot. I figured my best course of action actually was just to Bestial the big XYZ that he's most likely going to end up making. I forgot the name, it's like Varudis or something. Yubel here, and that Terra Incarnated. Sequence become Yama, grabbing Shurama, or not Shurama, sorry. Clifford. Clifford here is probably going to end up popping Yubel in a bit. Sequence re-equips to Desiree as a negate. He has that guy that I don't even know the name of. Squirmer, yeah. Makes Blues Clues. Squirmer summons back the other level 10, so he makes Varudis off this. I saved my Bestial because Varudis actually does not destroy when it negates. It only destroys cards on the field, so if you just Bestial in end phase, he can't actually destroy the card, so I get 2 uses out of it. My only hope at this point is that he just links off Blues Clues and something else, and then I can have an actual good target for this Bestial. Yeah, so he uses that card, which I just keep forgetting the name of it right now. Yep, Clifford. Adds back something, I think it was Engraver. Makes Muckraker. Sets the Abominable Prison to summon it back. And then, so Blue's Clues is Engraver right now, so I have an actual real target. I tell him that I do not want to see an ultra rare after Rarity Collection 2 came out, so the people next to me gave us a nice little CR one or something, whatever. Got that shit out of there real quick. He bursts back the Unicorn. Muckraker was just not used, so in end phase I try to Bestial here. It's just a Druid Swarm. He has to negate with that, that's fine. And I believe he did not, we were reading to see if it negated activation, and it does. So he doesn't get to trigger the Unicorn. I draw for turn. I open the Pinkman, I know that for a fact. I was thinking about my hand just cannot play through this. Normal Summon Pinkman, he has nothing to stop it on summon, so I get at least a free pitch. I have Rollback plus Stovey Torby and Big Welcome in my hand. He, of course, has to negate this, so Desiree stops it. I considered pitching the Stovey in my hand, but I realized that no matter what I do here, that would just get negated by Varudis or Phantom. Then Unicorn resolves, he gets to rip out a card in my extra deck, and so he just rips out the one of Typhon I play. Yep. I go for Druid Swarm again. This time, I didn't want to hit Yama because he had the Reborn Trap, and I don't want this Druid Swarm. I want this Druid Swarm to actually stick to the field. He lets it get summoned, flips the trap card on the spot, summons back the dog. The dog links with my Druid Swarm. I consider chaining my Stovey Torby now, but it's just gonna get banished or anything by SP, it's whatever. So because of chain links, my Dressform has to be chain link 1. He has the option of chain link 2 SP to banish a card, but he has to negate this to stop the Brutus. He negates it with Phantom, so he doesn't get the SP banish. Spirit of Yubel goes to graveyard, pops, floats back in the regular Yubel. I can't stop that. I attempt to go for Stovey. He just lets it go because he knows that the only thing I can do now at this point is just roll back, copy Big Welcome. I just want to speed up time. I try to just roll back, copy the Big Welcome. He negates it like he should, and then the game's over. So we go on to game 2. Alright, so I choose to go first in here, just waiting for the shuffling. I think my hand was like actually pretty ass, so I just start off with Chained Regular pitching Lady. I think I opened both ladies in this. There's I guess a reason why you don't play multiple, but hey. I set Big Welcome off this. I summon Pink Main. I just go for the greediest play known to man by sending the pink, because that's the only trap card I had in my possession at the time. Here I know he's playing Yubel, and I think the only way to out what I plan on doing, which is Baguska, is SP, so I have Big Welcome. This, I go for a greedy play to bounce my Ariana back, get a draw off the pink one, because you can use both effects on the same turn, and then add back Chained Regular, and then summon back the Ariana, but I actually drew the Clifford from my hand, so I summoned it from hand, so I don't even have to pop it. Yava can grab from graveyard, so this is just insanely plus for me. Get the escape. I activate a lab effect that turn, so I just summon Lady from my hand for free, because I hard open 2. Good player. And then link both off for Blues Clues. And then I think I just set one pass. Yep. Go with that. So this may not look like that much, but it actually is a lot. It's a pop plus a bounce plus a link off. I'm not locked yet. He summons Fenrir. I think a little bit on it. I wanted to consider to get a trap search that turn, so I just start off by flipping escape. That was the biggest thing I wanted. Since I have access to both ladies already, I'm just going to go for the escape pop. Since Fenrir was the first summon on this one. Yama resolves and Bluska's resolves. He gives me back the lady. I thought about greeting too to summon the pink one, summon back lady, but I didn't want to give him any more. I had a feeling Tactics was going to be in play here, so he of course has it. And I think he uses the take here. I consider for a second running out the effect of Big Welcome, but I just give it to him. He goes Birth, so that means he's going to summon back the Fenrir. He hasn't normal summoned yet, so I'm just a little scared of cards here. I go to special summon the lady in my hand. I have a feeling I have to make a hard choice here whether or not to let him play past this point. I go for a trap search at this point. At this point, he messes up actually and doesn't set anything off the lady he stole from me, so he could have set the Unchained Trap card from his deck if he wanted to and stopped me from doing this entirely. It would have been a really big play on his part, but unfortunately it's just a little knowledge check for this. He lets me both set a card and also get this summon. At this point, I don't really have the impulses for my deck yet, so I have to get the Ruma Karma Cannon. It just takes a little bit for a think. Sorry, guys. Look at my hand. Yep. Set the Ruma, bounce the lady back to my hand, grab the clock, discard the clock, and then I just wait for him to summon back with Birth first because he can't pressure me yet. He summons back Fenrir. I considered thinking if I should wait for him to commit more because he has a normal summon yet, but I thought, you know, I don't want him to commit like Fiendsmith cards to this. It would be a lot to deal with, so I just say fuck it and just flip the Daruma. Now at this point, he's telling me his hand's actually kind of dog shit, so he goes for a tribute summon. Summons Spirit of Yubel. We had to read it for a second to see whether or not it triggered on normal. So he activates Shyama or Sharama or whatever it's called. I asked the Spirit of Yubel float, and at this point he skips it up. So, on to game 3. He makes me go first, which is a surprise. I sided in a whole bunch of going second cards, but I opened 0 of them. Never punished. I summoned Pink Maid first, like usual. I think I opened it all 3 games, actually. I used the effect, pitch IDP. It was between that and Imperm. I didn't really open that much of a trap-heavy hand again, but it's whatever. This is the only way I can play the game. I summoned Ariana. Think about it a little bit and consider whether or not to play conservatively or play for more. My hand wasn't really that combo heavy, so it was kind of hard. I cited out the Escape of the Unchained, so I couldn't really do Unchained package. And I felt like anyways, it was mostly like a sided game. He made me go first, so I feel like it was just going to get blown out anyways. So, I just played conservatively. I grab a big Welcome Lab. I decide to just make Baguska. And then set 2 pass. I thought I would be good enough to beat anything he has set up here, because Yubel can't really out Baguska that well without going to SP. I have an Imperm for SP, but the problem was that I didn't realize that if I Imperm the SP in response to Baguska, he'll just chain it to banish the Baguska anyways, and I'm out of a card, so it's just a lose-lose situation. So maybe I should have kept the IDP instead to play around him not setting up such an easy SP. So, he makes his first misplay here. He starts off with Race off adding Fenrir, which is like whatever, that's pretty strong, but we run Baguska still. And then he activates Track before he summons Fenrir, so he just loses out on the free Fenrir body, which does matter. Summons Lurie. Lurie, or just Fiendsmith by itself, outs the Baguska, because you just make SP off of the Necro-Equip Princess, which I think he's doing right here. If I kept IDP, this would have punished this very hard. He equips it. Makes Necro-Equip, and summons back Engraver. At this point, if I IDP'd, I think the game would have just been ended on this spot here, like, lesson learned. So my sets are Imperm, IDP, and then my cards in my hand are just terrible. I think it was just Lovely plus some other card that was just trash. I think it was Charvana, that's what it was. Charvana Lovely. He activates the Throne. At this point, I realized like this game's already hard. He hasn't normal summoned yet, which is another big thing. If I decide to Imperm this, he won't have a monster in graveyard to pitch for gates, which was another thing I should have considered. Even if he changed SP here, he gets the gates, but he has nothing to send, since there's no 0/0 in graveyard. So I thought about it for a second. And then I just let him go, because no matter what he does here, he already SP'd, so I'm not dying this turn. If he normal summons this and like keeps going, he still has to link off this SP at some point. My thought in my mind was that maybe I can just on a rebound try to set something up on his end phase. Let him play out a little bit more. I know his hand's not really the best after this because he had a Throne here for Dark Beckoning Beast. He activates Gates, grabs another Dark Beckoning Beast, summons it, and then gets rid of both. Summons this. At this point, he's trying to go for sequence. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I just Imperm this and I'm like set for life. However, I made a mistake here. Well, of course he Cosmics this, which whatever at this point. He already knew it was a big welcome, it didn't really matter that much. So, searching any trap card was just out of the question at this game since he opened Cosmic and I only had 2 sets anyways. All I did was just gonna grab Lady off this, just as an extra means of protection. Furniture would just get blown out by literally anything. Then this is where the biggest misplay happens, is that he's hard opened the fucking Spirit, so he could just pitch it with the gates to summon it back, and I had no response to that. At this point, I just knew the game was over. Grabs Nightmare Pain Pop, and then this is just a Ho Yubel combo, you know the deal. Even if you went through all the Fiendsmith cards, it's still just a lot. Yep, Throne works too. Links those two off for Yama. At this point, I'm just mentally checked out the game. I have no plays anymore. All he has to do is just set up like any monster again, I just lose the game. He already banished the big welcome, so this lady in my hand is just not really going to do anything. Even threatening Typhon's not enough. Nightmare Pain will stop me from attacking anything, and then he just summons Blue's Clues here. Since he has Sharvana in his hand, he could just go Sharvara, pitch Yubel, but he's going to make Phantom first. Yep, go Sharvara, target the Blue's Clues, pops it. Triggers both that and Yama. The Blue's Clues is going to summon back. Also, we found out that Blue's Clues can't target itself to add back, so they're just figuring out whatever to add. It doesn't matter at this point. So he has back Dark Beckoning Beast. This Engraver gets some, or Sequence gets back, summoned back, but he forgot it was negated, so he couldn't use that again. But also, that just doesn't matter. He just likes these two off anyways for Muckraker. Muckraker summons back Engraver. And then at this point, he just summons Caesar. And then I have to deal with Caesar plus Spirit. I had an option to summon Lady before any of this, but I just didn't get mattered. I draw, and I happen to draw Ash Ball, so the game's just over. So I just consider for a few seconds whether or not to play this out. Typhon loses everything here. I can't attack. He has a Muckraker too. There's too much. I skip it up, and that's the wrap for that one. And we just talk about it.